Alright, welcome to our first FIFA 21 career mode on this channel. As you can see, we are going to be using Tottenham in our first career mode. Spurs have brought in a lot of good players in this last window, so this is going to be a lot of fun. FIFA 21, brand new game. Let's get this started. So this is the first time I'm actually going into career mode. I've seen videos, but other than that, this is my first time seeing all the new features. So difficulty, we're going to start legendary. We usually play on ultimate, but we're going to start on legendary. Alright, so they have the Champions League group stages updated, but they do not have Tottenham in the Europa League. So we are going to set that up with the group they were drawn. Alright, so the teams that Spurs have in their group in real life, I don't think any of them are in the game actually. So I just put Braga, Hammarby, and another team from Norway in our group. So that will be our Europa League group. So we're going to have the first transfer window enabled. Negotiation strictness. Now we're going to put this to strict because I want this series to be as realistic as possible. That's what we usually go for in our career modes because that's how I have the most fun, trying to be as realistic as possible. So we're all set up. Let's get into this. All right, pre-season tournaments. We're just going to accept the one with the most money. The screen looks nice though. The screen is new and it does look nice. All right, so this is the new menu for career mode. Like I said, I've only seen a few videos on like the training aspect of career mode. So this is going to be a learning process. If you guys have any tips, make sure to leave those in the comments because I'm probably going to need them. All right, first things first, let's go through this squad. So Lloris is my keeper. We have Joe Hart on the bench as well. Doesn't have a real face though. That is questionable. So at left back, we have Ben Davies, Danny Rose, and new player, Sergio Reguilon. So pretty much Danny Rose is the odd man out here. Went on loan to Newcastle last season. So I think we're going to look to transfer list him, being that we do not need him currently. At center back, we have Toby. He's a very good center back, 85 rated. Looking forward to use him. Carter Vickers probably will go on loan this season. Tanganga, who I'm very eager to use, although he doesn't have a real face. That is unfortunate, but I definitely want to use him this season. Juan Foyth, who has gone out on loan in real life, but depending on if we sign a center back, I might keep him. Not sure about that, but he's a very good player for the future. Davinson Sanchez, 81 rated, 24 years old, room to grow. Another good center back. And then at right back, we have Aurier. And then new man, Matt Doherty. Is it Doherty or Doherty? I have no clue. It's a pretty good signing for Spurs. Spurs have done a lot of work in this window. That is going to make our job a lot easier. Skip on loan at Norwich. George Marsh, you are going to be loan listed. Harry Winks, Højbjerg, Eric Dyer. Two CDMs that I really like. I think I want to convert Dyer to a center back, which you can do now in FIFA 21. You can change players' positions. So we'll dive into that a little bit later. Out wide, we have Bergwijn, Sessegnon, who's gone on loan to Hoffenheim in real life. We might loan list them in this as well. Son, who is an amazing player. And then more midfielders, Sissoko and Ndombele. Fernandez on loan. And then Lo Celso. At Cam, Dele Alli. On the right, Lamela, Lucas Moura, Gareth Bale. One of the most exciting additions to this team. Going to be a lot of fun to use. Gareth Bale is one of my favorite players. I feel so bad for him that he ended his career at Real Madrid like how it did. He deserves so much more respect than what he got. And he's come back to a team that actually loves him. So I think in real life, he's going to really enjoy his time at Spurs. Hopefully he does in this career mode as well. At striker, we have obviously Harry Kane. Amazing. And then we have Vinicius, who looks like a very, very good player. He is a very, very good signing because Spurs needed a backup striker. And he looks amazing. 6'3", 83 finishing. Very excited to use him. So that is how our squad is looking. A lot of exciting new players. So I think to start off, we're going to try and change Dyer's position to center back. So this is my first time actually going into this. So if we want to make Dyer a center back, it's only going to take 2 weeks. I don't really see myself using him as a CDM. I see him more as a center back. So I think that is what we're going to do. I'd imagine his rating would go up as well being a center back. So 2 weeks and he will be confirmed, changed position to a center back. That is really cool. I really like that about career mode this year. You can actually change players' positions. Just adds a whole nother layer of depth and I am loving it. All right, so this is our best starting 11, I think. We're going to stick with Spurs' default formation to start out the season. I think this fits us pretty well considering the players that we have. Kane, Son, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, Lo Celso, Højbjerg, Sanchez, Toby, Aurier, and then Reguilon. I think that is our best starting 11. So looking at this team, I'm thinking of players that we could sell. Players that we don't need. First one to come to mind is Eric Lamela. I don't know if we should sell him or not. We have Mora, who's much better than him. I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of him. Danny Rose, I'm definitely going to try and sell, but I'm not sure about Lamela. We could maybe sell him and buy a younger winger with more potential because he's 28, so that could be something that we do. But I am very happy with this team. Like I said, Spurs have done a lot in this last transfer window in real life. So that has made my job a lot easier in terms of transfers because I don't want to change this team too much. Like I said, I want this series to be realistic, so I don't think we're going to sign another first team player in this first window. If we do, maybe it will be a center back, but I'm not even sure about that. I'm thinking maybe we get a young winger to replace Lamela, one with potential. That is what I am thinking. All right, so let's take a look at what the board expects of us this season. They want us to sign at least 3 players younger than 20 with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. Get 10 wins in the league, which we should get. If we don't get that, we would be sacked probably. And then sign 1 young player, that is a typo, but make a 13.6 million profit from youth player sales within 3 seasons. That is interesting. All of these are new, I think. So they want us to finish in a Champions League place and then FA Cup reach the final. So that's definitely what we want to do. We want to get back in the Champions League. That is goal number 1 in this first season. To get back in the Champions League, and then the next season, we can really kick on and go for the title maybe, or really challenge at the top. And then in the Europa League, they want us to win it, which that is exactly what we want to do. Spurs fans are dying for a trophy, so that is what we're going to try to deliver in this career mode. So Youth Academy, I did not pre-order the game, so I don't have the homegrown talent, but this is another new feature. We start out with players already in our Youth Academy. This is nice. I like this. So 5 players. Romero looks like the better of the 5. He looks pretty decent at cam. 71 to 94 potential. 5-star weak foot. That is pretty good. Even though if it wasn't, you can train that now, which is another good thing. You can train skill moves, you can train weak foots. Just a whole lot of good stuff added to career mode this year. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. But I really like that. I like that you start with players in the Youth Academy already. I like that a lot. And you know what? First thing we're going to do is hire a scout. Try and find some more. We already have one. All right, we already have one. And he's 4-star, 4-star. All right, we're going to send him out. You know what? We're going to get another scout. We are going to send him to maybe... Let's do France. Let's send him to France. Because I don't think we're going to be making that many big signings in this window. So we might focus on the youth in this first part of the season, or at least in this window. Try to sign up even more players to our Youth Academy. All right, so player training, a bunch of new stuff here as well. I don't know too much about it. I know that if you play the drill, whatever rating you get, that's going to be the rating every time you sim it. So I'm going to play these 3, get the highest rating I can. But it's going to be a trial and error process. I don't know the best way to do this. Once again, if you guys have any tips, make sure to leave those in the comments, because you guys might know more about this than I do, so could definitely use the help. All right, this seems pretty simple. Just get into the area, shoot. All right, so we get an A for that one. That one was pretty easy. All right, defending. I've heard defending is hard in FIFA 21. I have no idea. So we are going to find out. Try to get an A in this training session. One more. Defending does feel different already, I can tell. Well, we get an A in that one. On to the next. All right, complete as many passes as possible. All right. Is this just passing? Is this what it is? We're going to score eventually? What is happening? I have no idea. And then we score. All right, that's pretty simple. Okay, now they're going to add players. I get it. I get it. All right, so we get an A in that one as well. Pretty simple. So I think that means each one of these drills will be an A. Yes, they will. All right. So fitness goes down, but sharpness goes up. Sharpness is another new feature. From things that I've seen, I think it makes more sense to train players who are not in the starting 11, so their sharpness goes up, because players in the starting 11, their sharpness will be pretty high as it is because they're going to be playing every week. So we'll see how that looks over time. But lots of new stuff. So there's also development plans like we did for Eric Dyer, but you can train players and kind of mold them into the player you want them to be. So like, let's take Ndombele as an example. He's currently unbalanced, which pretty much means all of his attributes are being trained. But if I wanted him to be a playmaker, that would solely train his passing, box to box. You can kind of mold the player into what you want them to be, which is very cool. For Ndombele though, I think I want to keep him on balanced because he's pretty balanced as it is. So we'll keep him on that, but that is really cool. If you have a player that you really want to mold into a specific build, you can now do it in FIFA 21, which is a very good thing. Like, let's take Vinicius as an example again. So he's unbalanced. His sprint speed is 76, acceleration 74, which isn't bad, but I think I would like him to be more mobile. And if I put him on mobile striker, that means that there will be an emphasis on short passing, pace, ball control, dribbling. Because I would like to get his passing up. 68, I like my strikers to be able to pass the ball, so I think we're going to try putting him on mobile striker. We might change it, a month on, but see how he grows on that development plan. If you guys think that we should put anyone on a specific development plan, make sure to leave that in the comments as well. I don't know if there's any other players that we want to change their position. I think Dyer was the main one. Well, let's look at Højbjerg. We can look at him as well. He is currently our CDM, so it would make sense to put him on a CDM development plan. I like defensive midfield. That makes his pace go up, and then it focuses on his defensive stats, which I like. So we'll put him on that for a while and see how that affects his growth. But I like this. I really like this. You can really change your players a lot more than you used to be able to. So this is just a really good thing. All right, so I've simmed the preseason, the first 3 games, and we have not even made it to the next round of the preseason tournament. So no more preseason, but it is not a big deal. Also, this is how the calendar looks now. I like the way this looks. A lot more information on each tile. And as you can see, you can actually see the result of the game as well on the tile itself. So you don't have to go over it and see the score. I like that. I like that. But first game of the Premier League is against West Ham. So these are not the correct fixtures that there are in real life. But I think that is because the season has started so late. I think FIFA did not want to put the real fixture list in. But we get an offer for Danny Rose from Newcastle. All right. I would say that is pretty realistic. We got an offer for Foyth and Sanchez, but I rejected them both. Not selling Sanchez, and then I think we might keep Foyth for now. I think I can find some use for him in this team. But Danny Rose, we're going to try and let him go to Newcastle on a permanent deal. All right, I'm going to counter with 18.5 to see what they say. 18.5. Steve Bruce is sticking with his 17.8. How about straight up 18? Straight up 18. So they accept that. Danny Rose might be on his way back to Newcastle on a permanent deal. So hopefully that deal goes through. All right, now Crystal Palace have come in for Danny Rose, 18.3 million. We are just going to accept that straight up, and you can choose which team to go to basically. All right, doing more drills. Actually having to do these this year instead of just simulating them. It's kind of a good thing, and it's kind of a interesting thing. That was a terrible cross. As you'd imagine, this would get kind of tedious over time, but we will see how it goes. Son, you got to be finishing that. All right, some long shot training. That was a terrible shot. Why is our center back Toby on long shots? Does he take long shots? I don't even think he does. All right, deliver into the box. It looks like a free kick. We're going to send crosses in, try and score them. Pretty straightforward. All right, A in that one. We got 2 B's and an A, I think. So fitness has gone down, but sharpness has gone up. So we're going to try and find out the best way to do that. But Danny Rose has been sold to Newcastle. That is good to see. And then Eric Dyer is ready to switch positions into a center back. So let's do that. So we press Y and he changes to a center back, and he's 82 overall as a center back. That is exactly why we wanted to do this. All right, so he instantly becomes better than Sanchez. So I think we're going to start him over Sanchez at center back to start the season. See, that is really cool. Went from a 78 to an 82. I like that. I like that so much. They have made some interesting additions to career mode this year. And so far, I am liking them. I am liking them a lot. It adds way more depth. Just more things to do, more things to worry about. And that is what you want from a game like this. You're the manager of a football club. You should be worrying about a lot of stuff. All right, so Arsenal have come in for Carter Vickers, but it's not the Arsenal that we're thinking of. So we're going to reject this. I don't want to let him go on a permanent deal. But Napoli have come in for Lamela for a decent amount of money, 24.7 million. This is interesting. Do I let Lamela go? I don't know how I feel about letting Lamela go. I think for now we're going to reject it. But you guys are going to have to let me know what you think about us with Lamela. Do we keep him? Do we sell him? What do you guys think about that? All right, so first scouting report from our scouts. 75 to 94, Ollie Lawton. Not bad. We're going to sign him up. 68 to 92, Callum King. We're going to try to be selective here. I mean, he's 17, so we'll probably let him be scouted further. And then from France, Laurent Dumont. 68 to 92 potential. 66 to 90, Camille Voisin. I feel good about Dumont. I like his name, so we're going to sign him up. And then we'll let the others be scouted further. So this is how our academy looks now. Lawton looks pretty decent, 75 to 94. 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot. All right, that is not bad. That's not bad at all. All right, doing some more training. This one seems pretty simple. But first game of the season is coming up. I don't think we're going to do any transfers in this episode. I'll show you guys my shortlist after this. But like I said, I want to keep this as realistic as possible. So with that in mind, I don't want to make any insane transfers in this window. All right, this one might be a little bit harder. Maybe not. It's actually pretty simple. It shows you where they're passing and you just have to cut it out. But yeah, we're trying to keep this realistic as possible. So that is the plan. I think the way we're going to do it is I will take your guys' feedback in the comments, and then next episode we'll finish the transfer window. And then maybe with some of your guys' suggestions, we will act on them, pick up a few new players before the window is closed. But our team is looking very good as it is. So I'm very happy with the way this team looks. We should be able to make it into a Champions League spot. We should be able to. And honestly, a goal for this season should be to win a trophy. That should be our goal for this season, because that would build some confidence in this squad going into season 2, where we could maybe challenge for the title, maybe. So here's the short list I've made. Joe Rodon from Swansea City. Spurs have looked like they're trying to sign him. They might still sign him. He has an offer right now from Vitesse, so we might have to act on that if we want to pick him up. But other players, Pau Torres, pretty good center back, although he looks like he would be quite pricey. Rene Adelaide is a very good player as well, 75 rated, can play cam, can play out wide, wouldn't be too expensive, could be a replacement for Lamela in a way. Same thing with Genepo, could be a replacement for Lamela. Paulinho and Cornet, same deal there. Cornet looks pretty decent, he's pretty cheap. 23, he has room to grow as well. So these all could be options. And then on the bottom, Tyrese Campbell from Stoke, a very promising striker, could be an option as well. But I need your guys' feedback on who to sign, so make sure to leave a comment. Keep in mind that we're trying to be realistic, so we're not going to go out and sign Mbappe, Neymar. I don't think I want to sign a first team player in this first window. I think if anything, we'll sign a player for the bench, backup in some position, young players like Genepo, Paulinho, Cornet. I think that is the plan for this first transfer window. All right, time for our first press conference. See if this is any different from last season. How has preseason prepared you for the real thing? Let's say I believe in these players. Is there pressure on you to make the Champions League? We'll have to cope with people's expectations maybe. Because you have to think, Spurs, with the team they have, with the signings that we've made, if we don't make the Champions League, that would be a failure of a season. Are you looking to bring anyone in? I would like more squad depth. That is a true statement. If we bring anyone in, it's going to be squad depth. Our first team is looking really good. I want to see how they fare in this first half of the season. And we're at the first game of the season against West Ham. All right, so I'm curious what these transfers look like. So Ricardo Pereira to Bayern Munich for 105 million. Immobile to Liverpool. Depay to Juventus. Gabriel Jesus to Dortmund. Martial to PSG. Vardy to Man United. Lacazette to Barcelona. Oscar to Napoli. Inaki Williams to Inter. These are pretty interesting. Rashica to Roma, Kramaric to Leverkusen. All right, so there are a lot of deals, a lot of them. Marcelo to PSG. All right, so there's not too many crazy ones. I mean, Martial and Vardy, those are kind of crazy. Martial going to PSG, then Vardy going to Man United. Lacazette going to Barcelona, I'm not sure about that. Jesus to Dortmund, I don't know if they'd sell a striker when they only have Aguero and Jesus. So they're going to need to replace him with someone. Depay is going to go to Barcelona, probably in real life at some point. Instead, he's going to Juventus in this career mode for 80 million. Pereira to Bayern, I guess, isn't too far-fetched. He's a very, very good player, although they have Kimmich, so not sure about those. But it is time for our first game of the season. So to start off, we're going to start on Legendary with competitor mode on. So you guys probably know what this is already, but basically makes the AI play like real-life FIFA players in a way. They basically do more skill moves, and they're pretty much less predictable, it seems. So we'll give that a try in this game. See how Legendary feels? We might bump it up to Ultimate if it's too easy. But I've only played one game on FIFA 21, so this game against West Ham is going to be our second game. So first game of the season, we're looking pretty good. Højbjerg's sharpness is on 24, that's not very good, but the rest of the team is looking decent. I think against a team like West Ham, I'd play Lo Celso alongside Højbjerg, but maybe against a better team, we play a player alongside Højbjerg that has a little bit more defending in them, like Winks. Like if we played Liverpool or Man City, Chelsea, we'd play Winks over Lo Celso. But for West Ham, I think this is a good starting 11. All right, so Bale has a exclamation point. That means he's playing out of position. So if we change this to right wing, that fixes it. All right, pretty simple. Vinicius is up to an 80 as well. Højbjerg went up to an 81. Harry Kane, did he go up or was he already an 88? I have no clue. All right, but that is what we're going with for the first game of the season. I like this screen. You can actually see the other team's lineup. I like it. West Ham are a decent team, but you have to say that we are the better team. So we should win this game. It's my second game of FIFA 21, so I'm not sure what to expect. We are just going to jump straight into it. First game of the season against West Ham. Let's see if we can start this season off with 3 points. All right, first game of the season. Season opener of the Premier League. Spurs v West Ham. Gonna try and get 3 points in our first game. That would be most ideal. So we'll see what we can do. Like I said, this is my second game of FIFA 21, so I have no idea what to expect. Gareth Bale having his re-debut for Spurs. Reguilon playing at left back. His team looks a lot different than last season. If the game looks choppy at some points, I apologize. I will have that fixed for the next episode. Not sure why it's doing that. I don't know if it's just because the game is not fully out yet. So there's a few bugs maybe. No idea. Our front three is lethal. Kane, Son, and Bale. Bale is in. Bale is in. Gonna take it himself. Gareth Bale, a goal on his re-debut for Spurs. What a start for Gareth Bale, returning to his former team. First goal of the season. Not gonna lie, that felt pretty easy. West Ham's defense just kind of let us run through. Did not challenge us that much. But Gareth Bale, first goal, and he's excited. Got some new animations after scoring. That is good to see. All right, 1-0 to Spurs. Good start to this game. 22nd minute. I do notice that when West Ham are attacking, they're much more patient on the ball. A lot more possession based. I don't know if that's competitor mode. Probably is. But defending, they don't seem that different. We found Legendary to be way too easy on FIFA 20. But with any new game, it's going to be a trial and error to find the sweet spot. Because we want it to be challenging. We don't want to just win every game 3-4-0. And we might not. Lanzini, Dyer trying to mark him. See, that's what I mean. They're a lot more patient. In FIFA 20, he would have shot there immediately. I guess that is a good thing about competitive mode. But they keep doing stepovers though. Like a lot of unnecessary stepovers. Don't know how I feel about that. Back in the box, trying to win this. So that's going to be a free kick. Gonna be a free kick. It's the post and it comes back in and they score. All right, West Ham equalize. I guess I'm eating my words saying this seemed a little bit easy. All right, 1-1. 40th minute, this is a game. Honestly, trying to get the ball off these players is turning into a challenge. Get that to Aurier. Might try and cross this in to Harry Kane. Can we actually score headers on FIFA 21? That'd be good to see. We never scored headers on FIFA 20 as Harry Kane loses the ball there. All right, and that is the first half, 1-1. Interesting first half. Can definitely tell the CPU is a lot more patient on the ball. So we'll see what we can do in the second half. This is interesting. It's going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a learning curve. Suchek coming forward. Good challenge by Dyer. They are. I don't even know what just happened. I don't know what just happened between Lloris and Haller, but we get out of that without conceding. That was interesting to say the least. Celso just takes another player out on a yellow. Defending feels so much different though, especially with how the CPU plays. This is going to be a learning curve. Could have a chance here, and they do have a chance, and Haller makes it 2-1 to West Ham. All right, what happened here? He comes forward. Okay, I think that was my fault. I think I just brought Dyer over. I should have left him at home to stay in his spot. 65th minute, 2-1 to West Ham. All right, getting the ball off these players is very interesting. Keeping possession like madmen, like they're Barcelona. But we want it to be challenging. We want it to be challenging. So not upset with it. This ball is out to Son. This could be a decent attack. Son coming forward. We're going to stop. Play the ball in. Dele Alli, and he loses it. Gonna cross this in. Harry Kane. Harry Kane punched out. Dele Alli. Harry Kane. Get it back to him. That was not a good pass from Harry Kane. All right, I'm bringing on Ndombele and Winks in the midfield. Hopefully that can sort us out, because time is running out and we are down a goal. And they just don't want to give this ball up. They're addicted to doing stepovers. It's like my strange addiction with stepovers. This is definitely going to take some getting used to. We might have one more chance in this game to try and equalize. No, we might lose our first game, which would not be a good start. Ball through to Gareth Bale, and we lose it. That might be the final chance. Winks steals that though. Dele Alli, Son. Oh, that's deflected. All right, last chance of the game basically. Corner is going to be swung in. That is punched out. And get one more cross in maybe, and that is not a good cross. All right, and we lose our first game of the season. 2-1 to West Ham. All right, that is very interesting. Second game of FIFA 21 for me. Can definitely tell the difference. Gareth Bale scored our only goal. Defending is so much different this year. I sound like a broken record, but it's gonna take some getting used to. Disappointed to kick off with a defeat. Of course we are. Let's say we just weren't good enough. Let's just say that. We were just not good enough. You think the score was a fair reflection of the game? Let's say there wasn't, or let's say games like this get settled by really fine margins. I mean, they scored twice and we couldn't score at the end to equalize. So we didn't create enough chances. That was our main problem. Why weren't your team able to make more of an impact in the second half? Let's just say we did not take our chances because that's what we did not do. So press conferences seem the same relatively. I mean, you give the same answers. Usually the same answers with the logo affect your team positively. So they seem the same, at least to me. All right, I think this is a good spot to end this episode. Losing our first game is unfortunate, but it's a long season. It's a new game. We have to get used to the new game. So in the next episode, we'll try and get our first win. We'll finish the transfer window in that episode, facing Brighton, Liverpool, and West Brom. And then in the next month, we have Arsenal, start the Europa League, Southampton, and Crystal Palace. So once again, if you guys have any suggestions for me, make sure to leave those in the comments. Development plans, transfers, selling players, buying players. Make sure to leave those in the comments. We should be able to get top 4 this season. That is the goal. Top 4 and then a trophy in one of the cups. I think that is our goal this season. We have a good enough team to do that, so. But I'm excited for this series. Excited to be on FIFA 21 finally. And very excited to see what we can do with Spurs. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you all have a great day.